Disruptors, I want to welcome you to a special edition of Your First Franchise. I've got Shane Evans here with us today. She is the co-founder and CEO of Massage Heights. And despite the cityscape that's behind her in Alice, she is really a homegrown lady, a old girl who loves camping, hiking, hunting, fishing, but she jet sets all over the United States helping people get massages. Shane, I want to welcome you to Your First Franchise.
Thank you so much. I'm gonna take the hunting part out. Although I will say my very first boyfriend in high school when I was 16, his family had a big ranch in South Texas,
Mhm.
and I used to love to sit in the deer blind and watch the deer come out, but I'm not a hunter, but all those other things, yes.
But you do staying in a tent. You're not doing an RV. You're doing it. You're on the ground in a tent, look at the stars at night.
Yeah, wait, it doesn't hurt to help have a cot, it's
Mhm.
just that you're not right on the ground, but my mom and dad did not have a lot of money, and growing up, our vacations were camping, and we did it often, and I love it. It's a very much a part of who I am today. Hey, hotels are nice, but it's always good to ground yourself and go back to your roots too.
100%. So let's start with being outside is not easy, right? You got to live with the elements. So, what is the greatest challenge you've ever faced when you were getting your business going, and how did you overcome that?
Yeah, there were lots of them, I'd say. Yeah, one of the number one questions I get is, "Are you a massage therapist?"
Mm,
I'm not. I have a love and a passion for massage therapy and the benefits it provides, and
mhm,
I directly benefited from massage therapy in my early 20s.
yeah,
And what I knew about massage therapy were the benefits, the way it made me feel, and
mhm,
how much better it made me feel. What I didn't know was actually the practice of massage
mhm,
therapy. And so I'd say in the beginning days, and it's one of the things that our franchisees often ask about, and I think it's one of the things that they can be most fearful about as they're going through the process is, how do I attract massage therapists and skin therapists? Most of our franchisees are coming from business backgrounds. They have been in finance or they've been in sales or marketing. And the idea of massage therapists and how we attract them can sometimes be scary for them. So I'd say in the beginning, that was probably the first thing. And we overcame that by partnering with schools. And schools were more than happy to partner with us because they want to place their students
yeah,
once they've
uh,
completed their education. So I'd say that was probably in the beginning days the thing that was the
mhm,
most challenging. Also, in those early days was real estate. Massage therapy at the time was not mainstream. And so we often faced landlords who said, we can't have massage parlors in our
mhm,
shopping centers. They had big box tenants where the language was explicit about
mhm,
that. And so we had to do a lot of educating and no, this is a professional service. We have licensed massage therapists. We're offering a wellness solution. And so those early days, those were probably the big two things, especially as we started expanding into different markets.
mhm,
So educating those landlords about us. I think, and then one other thing I would just say, and there's probably a gazillion things, but
mhm,
one other thing would be the transition of going from a retail operation and creating
mhm,
this retail service-based operation to becoming a franchisor.
mhm,
2 very different things, 2 very different skill sets. And I would say that I see that a lot with emerging brands
mhm,
today because we founded this thing that we saw a need for it. There was a purpose. We get that business. But as you're really helping other people achieve their dreams of business ownership for whatever their reason is, whatever their why is, we have to transition from being these expert retail operators of our brand to being really great leaders and coaches
yeah,
and helping our franchisees understand the why behind the why we do things the way that we do things. And I'd say that was probably another one. Learning to really collaborate and leverage also the power of the franchisees that you do have to
mhm.
become a better franchisor and leader for the rest of the system.
And I love asking that question because people realize, when you're going into a franchise, you've got a playbook, somebody considering a franchise. You got the systems and processes. All those times that were challenged doing all that. You figured all that out. You giving them the solution up front, so they don't have to figure that out when versus going out and trying to start their own business, no matter what that might be. They've got that playbook. Quick question, and you touched on it a minute ago before we started. Who or what are you grateful for today that helped you get where you are today?
Well, gosh, there's so many. Yeah, I'm grateful for my family. I've
Mhm,
had a very supportive family, and I've had some of my family or all of my family at some point in the business.
mhm,
When you're first starting and you have no money, you don't have the resources, there's not enough hours in the day. I had a very supportive family that came in and helped. My mom is a paralegal, and she came in and helped run my office and create our franchise documents and work with our attorneys and all of that. But I've had brothers that have been involved and one that is a partner.
mhm.
But I'd say my family, my mom and dad, if I go back and I think about the early days when my kids were little and I'm trying to balance this business and being a mom and everything else, it truly does take a village.
Mhm,
So I'm deeply grateful for my family, of course. I'm grateful for the team that we have at our headquarters. We
mhm.
have a lot of very dedicated, loyal team members, some that have been with us for a very long time, almost since the beginning, 15 years, and
Wow.
others that are newer, but their dedication to supporting our franchisees and their success and understanding that responsibility that
Mhm,
goes along with that. I'm very grateful for that. And then, of course, the franchisees, and I'm grateful for all of our franchisees. But when I think back to how you start with a small group of people that see what you're doing, that really believe in you and the vision, and they take a big chance
mhm,
on someone, a brand that doesn't have a proven history.
mhm,
And because they see the vision and the opportunity and the passion behind it. And so I'm really grateful for those early franchisees that really believed in us so early and empowered us to continue to build and grow and all of that. So I know that's a really broad answer, but franchisees become like family as
mhm.
well. And some of those franchisees, they say the things that you need to hear that you don't always want to hear, and I think that's what family does as well. And so I'm really incredibly grateful for them, for all of them.
That explains your tenure, 15-year
Yeah.
plus tenure doing this, the success you've had all these years, getting there. Of course, you had the foundation, going out into the woods with your family, and then
Yeah.
you work more business. All right.
Yeah.
So clearly you saw a problem in the marketplace coming out when you said, okay, this is what I'm going to do, despite you didn't have that experience coming in. What was it that made you do this? How did you get into this?
Yeah, it was my own experience that really got the idea around Massage Heights started.
Mm,
I had lower back pain early on in my life, and the short story is I eventually found massage therapy, and it was almost an immediate solution to the problem that I had been having repetitively over a period of time. But then it wasn't very accessible. You would have to go to a high-end spa or a hotel spa to receive these services, and it wasn't convenient. You couldn't just get in the day that you needed it.
mhm,
It was expensive, so it was not accessible. And so I really thought, look, if we created something that was affordable and convenient, and this is what we do and this is what we focus on, it makes it far more accessible for the general public, for more people overall. And so it was really that need to make massage and eventually skincare an
mhm.
accessible service to more people that need it. And look, there's not too many people in this world that do not benefit from a massage. There are very few instances where someone should not get a massage. And so I think everyone should be able to get them, and I think everyone should be able to get them on a regular basis. And so making it affordable is a big piece of that. And our membership model does do that. And because it's all that we focus on, for the most part, massage and facial, it's a very streamlined business model. It allows us to attract a lot of massage therapists and estheticians, have a lot of people on staff at any given time, 7 days a week, long hours,
Mhm.
and provide those services in a very easy and convenient way.
You just segmented there a little bit. What does it look like? Let's look at it with the customer experience going in the doors. And let's look at it from the franchisee, the first time they're considering this, what that looks like. From the consumer, from the customer perspective, what is their experience coming in the doors?
So Massage Heights is an elevated brand. From everything about us is more like a high-end spa,
Yeah.
but in a quick environment. In high-end spas, the $250 price tag that you're paying for a 1-hour massage, generally speaking, is because you're paying for all of the amenities, right?
Mhm.
They might have steam rooms and saunas and all those things, but most people, unless you're on vacation, you don't have time to utilize those
Mhm.
things. You want to get in, get that therapeutic service and get out, get back to business, get back
Mhm.
to your family, do whatever it is that you need to do. So what we've done is we've created that high end feeling
Mhm.
through the scents, right? Sounds, the linens that we use, the massage tables. We use very high quality essential oils.
Mhm.
Everything about the experience is truly elevated,
Mhm.
but you don't have the price tag associated with that elevated experience because, of
Mhm.
course, we don't have to maintain saunas and spas and all of the other things. It is a very soothing, professional, upscale experience for our guests. And then, of course, with
Mhm.
the membership and that recurring revenue, or that's on the franchisee side, but the membership for the consumers
Mhm.
gives them discounts on additional services and so on and so forth. They have basically a retreat at their fingertips, something
More
that
right.
they can access the day that they wake up with that headache or that stress or back pain or whatever it is, and they're able to get in quickly. And what we found is that most people book their services
Mhm.
the same day, and
Mhm.
at least 50% of our services every day are booked the same day.
Wow.
And our model is about providing that solution when the person needs it. So when you wake up today and you call or you get on your phone and you're trying to set an appointment, it's because there's a reason you thought about that today.
Mhm.
It's not because you're thinking, oh, I just want to have a relaxing day on 2 weeks from now or whatever. That's not typical.
Mhm.
It's almost always for an immediate need. So we create that opportunity for our guests. Now, for our franchisees, what's so awesome about the model is it is a recurring revenue model. So
Mhm.
they can project revenue, they can project expenses. Because it's membership based, we have a lot of repeat customers. So eventually your marketing costs are reduced as well
Mhm.
as you build that membership base. Our average member is coming in 1.7 times per month.
Wow.
Our whole goal is to get them repetitively using the membership because we know that they're going to benefit physically from
Mhm.
that. It creates a more sticky business, right, for our franchisees and relationships. We're not a transactional business, we're a relationship business model, and we
Mhm.
build relationships with our guests and members. The recurring revenue model is very attractive to franchisees because they can always project out
Mhm.
what that's going to look like. And it makes it a lot easier for planning, for staffing, and everything else.
Oh.
And on top of it, they're dealing with the majority of their team members are professionals. They've gone to school to learn this particular modality of
Mhm.
massage or skincare or what have you, and
Mhm.
they're serious about it. So you're not relying on maybe a young person who just they don't care if they lose this job because they'll just go on to the next
Mhm.
one or what have you.
Mhm.
You're dealing with professionals that take what they do seriously, and so that makes it nice for our franchisees as well.
What does this typical footprint of a location look like? How many suites or rooms?
Yep. It's about 2,200 to 2,400 square feet, normally right around 10 rooms.
Yeah.
So we have locations that are larger than that as well, and some that are a little bit smaller in markets where we needed to do that. New Jersey, where there's not as much space and in
Yes.
certain areas. So we have some small footprint models as well, but normally 10 to 12 rooms
Okay.
and at around 2,400 square feet.
Okay. What does the investment level look like?
Investment levels around 450 to 550,000 all in. Of
Mhm.
course, that includes operating
Mhm.
capital and all of that.
Mhm.
And we provide all the furniture, fixtures, and equipment for our
Wow.
franchisees. We have a distribution center supply chain that not only provides the FF&E, but also provides all the ongoing supplies, oils and lotions and uniforms and all of the things that they need to operate their business. So it's a pretty plug and play situation. We have a company that we work with that does all of the design and build. Of course, someone that works directly with you from a real estate perspective. At a certain point, when those floors go in, the truck rolls in and the FFE gets installed. And so the franchisee doesn't have to really worry about a whole lot as it pertains to getting their doors open, a site selected, a site built, and the doors open. We've got it all covered. And that way they can focus on the recruiting, local level marketing, relationship building.
Let's talk about how did you come up with the name Massage Heights? I've always loved the branding piece. I'm a marketer at heart. Where did the name come from?
Oh gosh. If I tell you, I have to kill you. No, I'm kidding, but it's a funny story. So the backstory, the real story is, so we're in San Antonio, Texas is where we were founded. San Antonio has an area, one of its founding areas of the city called Alamo Heights. And so we were looking at where we were going to build this first location, and we decided it would be Alamo Heights. And this particular center in Alamo Heights, at the corner of Broadway and Sunset, was called The Collection. And it was a very well-known area. And it had become like a little wellness strip center in many ways, but also had a very popular restaurant that a lot of people would like to go to and all that. The traffic was good. So we use the name Massage Heights because of Alamo Heights. However, the story is my ex co-founder, and he wanted to call it Massage Heights because I'm like, what are we going to do? What if we build another one over here in Stone Oak or Fair Oaks? Are we going to call it Massage Oak or whatever? So I love marketing and branding. And I'm like, okay, so how do we use the word heights? How elevated, right? Heightened. So I thought of all the different ways. Yes. And so like our add-on services are called elevations. They enhance the experience, but we call them elevations. They can be part of it. But the funny story that kind of plays into that is somehow or another, he also named all of our daughters. I carry these children for 9 months, these babies, and you end up getting to name them. Ultimately decided how they would be spelled, but somehow or another, he got his way on the girls and the business name. But I will say it worked. I did I had the thesaurus, the Webster's dictionary. I'm like, okay, how can we actually utilize this from a marketing perspective?
Yeah.
And it all it made sense.
It all blends together. What does the marketing look like? I always love to talk about the startup for the franchisee. What does that look like for them and the support y'all provide?
Yeah, start to finish. We have a pre-grand opening plan. We actually have a goal to help our franchisees get to 200 members before they ever even open. So it's a quick start program. That way we've got revenue right from the get-go due to the membership dues. We've got customers already coming in before the doors open. But we have PR, digital, social, everything, print. We've got start to finish everything that you can imagine. And from an ongoing perspective, our franchisees are all assigned not just franchise business consultants that work with them from day one, but they also had field marketing managers that work directly with them on their marketing efforts, whether that be consumer prospecting or therapist recruitment.
Okay. What does the revenue look like?
So our average revenue this last year in the FD, we filed just under 1.1.
Awesome. That's fantastic. And then the ideal candidate, who makes you obviously you can train just about anybody because you came in not knowing how to do massage yourself. What does the training look like? I'm sorry. What was the ideal candidate look like?
Oh, I mean, ideal candidate is passionate about health and wellness and passionate about people. We have many of our franchisees have been very successful in sales, marketing. A lot of people from pharmaceutical sales, real estate. We also have quite a few people that have strong financial backgrounds. We teach our franchisees the financial aspect of the business. And so you don't have to have a strong financial business
Mhm.
background. But I think really you have to have a passion for people, a passion to really want to lead and a heart for people. And look, if you're not the operator, we need to identify somebody that does have that passion for
Yeah.
people and leadership. We are in a business that helps elevate people's lives,
Mhm.
and the team members that we hire have, you talk about vibe and energy and all of that and how energy transfers, right? Our people are touching people.
Mhm.
And so it's really important that the leadership provides an environment where our therapists and estheticians and everybody working there feels really good. And so we're looking for good culture fits, values alignment, but I think just to sum it up, just people that love people because we're a very people centric business.
What is your vision for the business? You've been at this for a little while. What's the next? Where are y'all headed with this?
We are right now testing a number of things that we're always adding things to enhance the current services that we offer.
Mhm.
So there's a number of add-ons that we have in test right now for enhancing the massage therapy or for the facial.
Mhm.
But we're also testing some touchless therapies.
Oh, wow.
So gosh, wellness is just booming right now. And
Mhm.
I think
Yeah.
especially post-COVID, people have become far more aware of mental
Mhm.
health as
Mhm.
well as their physical health. And so we have some items in some test locations right now that are actually touchless therapies that are including light therapy and sound therapy and vibration therapy and things like that. I see us as becoming more of a wellness
Mhm.
retreat,
Mhm.
not just, I think the future of Massage Heights is that we are not, I, w- people don't just necessarily recognize us for massage
Right.
as we continue to grow that skincare side of the
Mhm.
business and then add on additional wellness elements to really enhance the overall experience.
So but we'll start winding this thing down. That's perfect. I love where y'all are headed with it. I love people to realize their potential. That's something I'm passionate about. What would be the number one piece of guidance you'd give somebody considering a franchise, whether it's Massage Heights or any other brand? What would that piece of advice be to someone looking at going down this path?
I think the basic number one, make sure that you really do explore.
Mhm.
If you're looking at franchises, dig deep,
Mhm.
really understand what you're getting yourself into. And I think honestly, really know what you want. What
Mhm.
is your why? Why are you doing this?
Mhm.
What is the end? What's the end game? I think
Mhm.
starting with the end in mind is really important. Business ownership is not easy. You truly need to understand what it's going to take to have a successful business.
Mhm.
And look, with a $500,000 investment, you're not going to just hand the keys over to just anybody if you're not going to be operating it yourself, right? And we have plenty of tools that will help you do that from afar, right? You don't have to be in the day-to-day business. We've got awesome tools that we've built,
Mhm.
proprietary tools so that you can pretty much run the
Mhm.
business from most anywhere, but you've got to have a great operator in place.
Mhm.
And you have to realize that takes work. And I so what is your why? What are you really trying to accomplish? Most people, it's not a dollar amount, it's a lifestyle,
Mhm.
right? There's a bigger purpose in that. And what is the timeline for achieving that? And if it's whatever it is, what do we need to do to help you get there? Is it one location? Is it 3? Is it 5?
Mhm.
If it's more than one location and you're not going to be the operator, who's going to operate it? Let us help you develop a
Mhm.
plan to create that opportunity for yourself.
Mhm.
So I think people have to really understand what their longer term objectives are and how much time they're willing to put in to get there and
Great.
explore the franchise deeply, ask a lot of questions, and find out what really is entailed to be successful. Because I think there's a number of concepts that will tell you you can be semi-absentee or whatever, and there certainly are companies that you can do that with, and ours can be semi-absentee,
Mhm.
but you've got to have a dedicated operator, and are you willing to put in what it takes to do that?
Shane, this has been fantastic. Folks, if you are interested in working with Shane, get in touch with me. I'm working directly with her and her team. And get in touch with me at yourfirstfranchise.com. Hit the contact us button. I'll get in touch with you right away. That's yourfirstfranchise.com. Shane, thank you so much. Are you going from the mountain? Are you going from the sky to the high rises to camping this weekend for a long one?
I'll be back in San Antonio this weekend. I don't have any for sure plans, although my daughter wants to do something. So I'm sure we will probably do something outside.
Eh,
Might just be a pool day. Who knows? I don't know. But we've got a holiday weekend coming up and I'm
mhm.
looking forward to spending time with her. And how about you? What are you doing?
Oh, my wife and I, we visit family, and it's gonna be pretty laid back for us. So,
Yeah. Yep,
well,
us too, and I'm looking forward to that. So I'll be jet setting to New York to visit the franchisee on Tuesday.
Shane, this has been fantastic. I really appreciate your time, and I wish you continued success.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
All right. And that is a wrap with Shane. And folks, I love her passion for her business. She's been at this for 15 years, and you're not successful for 15 years later by not caring deeply about those you serve. And the word family pops up as we're talking about her franchisees. And that explains so much. So, if you'd like to learn more about this business, like I said, get in touch with me at yourfirstfranchise.com and we'll talk further about the brand and the opportunities that are there for you. And to learn more about franchising, I get asked all the time, all sorts of questions, and I've put them together in a book called Your First Franchise Roadmap. Your First Franchise Roadmap, and you can get a copy of it on Amazon. 100% of the profits will go to Make-A-Wish. If you'd like to get a free copy of it because you've listened to the show, check out yourfirstfranchise.com/roadmap, and I'll get that to you as well. Now, you know the drill. Be intentional and make today a great day. Bye bye.